All right, so here we go. This is the fun part. I love cooking for people, and so I'm really going to enjoy this. I think in order to make things as easy as I say they're going to be, it's important to have all your stuff in front of you. And I never like to have too much, but there's certain things that I need to have. Like I have some hand towels right here. I have one knife that I use. I have the ingredients that I'm going to use sitting out here right in front of me. Less is more. So this dish is really going to help my products shine. And what you're going to see is that they are so simple to use. There's no reason to be afraid of a whole side of salmon. And that whether you're cooking for one person or 4 people, this dish is going to be really easy for you to reproduce in your own kitchen. So with all that said, I'm going to get going here. I don't always wear an apron, but since we're on TV, I figured I'd put one on. I don't even think I've ever worn this one before, but here we go. So I got my skillet here. I've got my salmon. I've broken it down somewhat. Now based on your skill level, you can buy the whole side if you want. You can have the skin on. If you feel like pulling those pin bones out, you can do that on your own. But if you go to a reputable place that is going to be selling salmon on the side or butchering it for you, you can ask for those bones to be taken out or the skin to be taken off. I like to have it on. It's right here. You know, crispy skin on fish is really good. If you buy it with the skin on and just want to leave it there and cook it that way, it pretty much falls off. And if you have a dog, your dogs love it. And I think it's supposed to be really good for them. At least I hope so. I've been butchering fish for a long time. In my former life, I did work as a chef. And so I can eyeball portion size really, really well. I'd bet money on it that this is about 5 ounces. So as I look at this, I'm going to leave the skin on and I'm going to cut this in thirds, all right? Really sharp knife. You never want to saw fish. There we go. See how easy that was? And it's beautiful, okay? Very clean smelling. You don't want it to be real fishy, okay? So we've got our fish right here, our salmon. Actually, that one's probably a little heavier. I'd say this one might be mine. And then the sesame seeds. This is the easy piece. Bourbon smoked sesame seeds on a plate. And we're just gonna coat the salmon like this. Now you'll notice that I didn't salt and pepper it before I put it in here, and I did that on purpose. That's because my ponzu and my soy sauce are gonna act as the balancer. That is going to be our salt and pepper. That is going to be where the umami comes from in this dish, which is exactly how the Japanese intend it for it to be used. That is their salt and pepper. Now, I know that we like that forward condiment flavor, and we're gonna serve a little bit of it on the side with this one, just in case, because that's how we do salt and pepper, right? So I got my skillet warming up here. I'm gonna do a little mixture of grapeseed oil and a little bit of sesame. I think straight sesame you could definitely do, but I think it becomes a bit overpowering, and grapeseed oil is really, really neutral. So I've got this heating up here. You can feel the heat coming off here. I can see how hot the oil is just by how it's moving around in the pan. I'm gonna move it up just a little bit because the first thing that's gonna happen when I put this cold fish in this skillet is the temperature is gonna drop. Okay, all right, so salmon in the skillet. Now, one of the most common mistakes that home cooks will make is overcrowding the pan. So this pan is perfect for 4 pieces, right? The more you crowd in there, the more it's going to affect how something's cooked. And we want to get this nice and crispy. Fish is always better when it has a nice crust on the outside. So I got the heat cranked way up on here, and we're just going to let that go for a second. While that's cooking, I'm going to prep our green beans. I'll show you all that when we get back.